For even more Atari fun, head over to Atari.io. It's Atari-tastic. Omega Race. Oh yeah. I remember when this game came out in the early 80s at my local arcade. I was pretty stoked to play this game. Now, being a big fan of Asteroids and Vector Arcade games in general, this was right up my alley. It kind of reminded me of a combination between, Asteroids, where you got your little ship that runs around, and like a racing game. I guess that's why they call it Omega Race. Very challenging game. I dumped lots of quarters in this machine at my local arcade. I mainly played the sit-down version. That's what my local arcade had, and I have seen the stand-up version at various arcades across the country. I see this game every once in a while, but I don't see the sit-down version very often. The controls of the game are really nice. You basically got two buttons and a rotary dial. Thrust, fire, and rotary dial to steer your ship. Game is very challenging. I usually can't get very far in the game because I end up bouncing off a wall and running into stuff because I can't drive my ship worth a darn. I'm not a very good flyer in these games, but I still enjoy playing it quite a bit. I remember, when was it? Back, in 82, 83, somewhere in there, I participated in a little contest that the local arcade I went to had, and they were doing it on Omega Race. And I think the high score got like $50 in free games or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the prize was. I got nowhere near the friggin' high score that was set. I don't even remember what the high score was, but I did give it the good old college try. Now, I do remember seeing this come out for the Atari 2600. I don't remember when I first saw it advertised. I don't know if I saw it in the CBS club catalog or saw it in a magazine, like Electronic Games Magazine or something like that. I don't recall when I actually first saw it advertised, but I knew I wanted the game. Now, what was really cool with this game is it came with a little booster grip that you put on your Atari 2600 controller to give you, the extra buttons. So you have thrust and fire and everything. It worked okay. I had to do a little modifications to my setup to get it to work right, but it did its job. I actually built a custom controller for this game for my Atari 2600, which I'll talk about when I do the unboxing of the game itself. But the 2600 version does a really good job of translating the arcade game to the 2600 home console. Plays really nice. There's a lot of flicker, which you got to expect that. It's an Atari 2600, but CBS did a heck of a job with this cartridge. I guess it's one of those RAM Plus cartridges where it had some extra memory in it and stuff. The gameplay is definitely there. It's a little hard to get used to controlling your ship because I used to that rotary dial. What would really be cool is if he could have made like a custom controller for this that had like a rotary dial, like a steering controller with two fire buttons and everything. That would have been incredible if they could have done that. But for what it is, it's actually a fairly decent game. I do have a little bit of some strategies I try to use on the game. Like I try to strafe the targets that are flying right at them because these guys are brutal. It's like they're really good at shooting you, or they're like marksmen or something like that. Either that or I'm a really bad player. Either way, it's still a fun game to play. I love this thing. Where did I pick this up at? I think I picked it up at KB Toy and Hobby, if I remember right. I know I bought it with my own money because I was working at the time. I was corn detasseling and stuff. But anyway, I'm rambling. Let's go to see what came in the box. Omega Race for the Atari 2600 with free multifunction booster grip joystick adapter. Yeah, you got to have this in order to play this game. You just can't use this a regular Atari joystick, unfortunately. Anyway, this is one of those expanded memory RAM Plus advanced play-in graphics games. CBS did a lot of those type of games where they had like extra RAM in the cartridge to improve the graphics and everything. And in general, they were actually pretty good games. I really like the CBS electronic games on the 2600, like Mountain King and a few other ones. On the back, it shows basically a screenshot of the game, and it is very representative of what the game looks like on the 2600. They actually did a really good job of converting this game, actually. Omega Race, droid ships, vapor mines, and a madly spinning death ship await you in the Omegan Cosmic Arena. Are you up to the challenge? The Omegans, the most feared and respected Star Wars throughout the galaxy, have come to Earth to challenge you to their legendary Omega Race. That's pretty cool. Alright, what's in the box? As you can see, this box is pretty beat up. It has not had a very good life, unfortunately. But, I saved it from oblivion. So inside, we have the cartridge and the manual and the booster grip. Here's the manual. The manual's kind of nice. It's nice full color manual, which, you know, I love those. Gameplay instructions. Now, my manual is kind of loose, and I don't see any holes in here like it was actually stapled at one time or another. So I don't know if this was normal or not. I don't recall mine being in multiple pieces like this when I got it. Goes through on how to set up your game console, how to use the booster grip, all that good stuff. And of course, it's got a little story. I love the stories. The gauntlet is tossed. To the Earthling, we, the leaders of the Omegan star system, have spent countless eons perfecting our method of training our warriors to defend our star colonies. This method, you may call it Omega Race, has proven so successful that evildoers tremble at the mere thought of interfering with us. As a result, our lives have become rather mundane and boring. So now we search the galaxies for other forms of intelligent life, fast and tough enough to meet the challenge of our Omega Race. Having failed to locate such life, we're settling for you. We await you in the arena of the Omegans. That's pretty funny. I love it when they have little stories that come with the games. Got your fighter ship, what the booster grip does, the different attack waves or racks, droid ships, command ships, death ships. Those things just fly all over the frickin' place. The bane of my existence. The photon mines. It is kind of cool how they plant mines as you're going around the screen. It kind of has a little extra challenge to it. Pretty awesome. Of course, the score table. Wow, Droid Force bonus, 5,000 points. Death Ship, 2,500. Ooh, buddy. Oh, strategy. Strategy hints. What we got here? Learn to use your booster group control your direction as you ricochet off the walls of the arena. Mastering this technique will almost always enable you to remain in a good position to destroy both command ships and death ships. Yeah, I like the bounce. Bouncy, bouncy. That's pretty good strategy. It's not bad. Okay, so here's the cartridge. CBS Electronic cartridges are kind of cool. You can definitely pick them out of your stack if you got these all stacked up on the shelf. Gray, black, nice big letters. Omega Race. RAM Plus. Nice cartridge shells. And they do have those little ridges like the Activision cartridges do. So they stack really nice. They lock into place. I like that. Makes it easier to stack these things up on the shelf. And of course we have the ever ominous booster grip. This is actually kind of cool that they included this with the game. I remember when I saw this at the store, I thought it was kind of neat that it came with an extra little controller accessory in order to play the game. And basically what it is, this is your fire, and this is your boost. And you can also use the fire button on your joystick as boost as well. And basically all it does is it just fits right over the top of your regular Atari joystick. Time again for docking. Funk. Stick it all the way down to the base, just like so. Left, right, fire, thrust, thrust. Now the bad thing about this is having this extension on the joystick makes it really sensitive for side-to-side movements. And also while you're getting into the game playing, you end up doing this kind of thing. Start moving around like that. At least I do. It's like, oh, wait a minute, no, go that way. So I made myself a custom controller back then. First thing I tried to do is I try to keep this better situated on the joystick itself. So I had an extra joystick I got a hold of, and I put a bunch of black tape all around this, so it was a nice fit to get on there. When that didn't work, I'd actually drilled a hole through my booster grip and put a little screw through there to keep it from moving around on the shaft. That kind of worked. But the best thing that worked for me was I took my booster grip, I took it apart so I get this plug, because at the very end of the plug, in order to use the booster grip, you have to plug in your regular joystick into this little adapter right here, and then plug that into your 2600. So I took this little adapter that came with the booster grip, took this apart, got the wires, got my 2600 controller that I tried to modify, and I went down to Radio Shack and I got myself a little switch that I put like right here. So I use this to thrust, and I would go pew, 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 pew. That worked really well. I wish I still had that controller, so I saw a picture of it.
Boink, boink, boink.
Pretty cool. It's actually a really good game on the 2600. I don't have any complaints about it at all. It's pretty awesome. So that was a Mega Race for the Atari 2600. Thanks for watching.